Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to your Center of Political, Social and Economic Analysis with regard to South Sudan, East Africa, the Eastern Africa, Central Africa, the African region, and indeed the whole world. A few days ago, we analyzed the situation in South Sudan, and with a very short mention, we talked about the Uganda Army or the UPDF being deployed in South Sudan. By that time, the South Sudan government did not admit to them being there. The Minister of Information did not say anything, although everybody else had known that the army was already there, special forces. Well, today, the Minister of Information, Makuei, Lueth, accepted and said that the UPDF have been here in South Sudan since a few days ago. And in a statement that he read today, he mentioned that the relationship between the UPDF and South Sudan goes back to the RLA days, the LRA days, the Lord's Resistance Army, if you can remember, of Joseph Kony. And the South Sudan, even during that time, were fighting a long time with Uganda to move away with Joseph Kony. But does this, and that was before South Sudan got their independence, but does this mean that now a nation that is a sovereign nation, when it has internal issues and internal problems, will come and be called upon to come and destroy and kill citizens who are discontented with their government? Can the South Sudan government, the South Sudan, the SSPDF, the South Sudan Defense Forces, move now from South Sudan to Uganda, even when there are riots and there are issues, to go and fight alongside Kizza Besigye, who is always harassed and arrested and by President Museveni? Can they go and help Bobby Wine? These are pertinent questions that we need to ask before I go to the full length why I'm doing this video. Can the South Sudan army just go to Kenya when there's a Kenyan army? Even if there were unrest, and we remember the huge demonstration led by the Gen Zs in Kenya. Can South Sudan go there and say that, okay, we'll give you the army? Did you see the Ugandan forces going to Kenya? The only time you'll see somebody cross, or a good friend cross over to a neighboring nation in such a nature, is when there is a diplomatic relationship and you want to see that, okay, your friends should not go to war, you go on to go and advise. This is when a former president or a retired politician or a judge or somebody who is respected in that region but comes from that country, for example in Kenya, in Uganda, you can say Winnie Brahimima, for example, can be sent to Kenya to go and communicate and tell people about how important peace is. In this case, Tanzania will always send, when it was in Kenya, even in 2008, it was Kofi Annan who came with Benjamin Mkapa to come and talk to Raila Odinga and Mwai Kibaki to negotiate a peace deal, to ensure that the Kenyans do not kill themselves. This is what we call friendship and goodwill. You do not send an army. So what is happening in South Sudan has not been seen anywhere else in the world. It's the first time. It is either we have a government in South Sudan or we do not have a government. We have a group of lunatics who are actually willing to hand over the government either, or South Sudanese, either to the Ugandans or to the UN trusteeship to take care of South Sudan, because they cannot be able to manage the affairs of the country. Which is so insulting, because the people that are suffering in South Sudan today, across the country, fought for the independence of South Sudan. So it is so insulting to see that you will bring an army and you even admit to it that they are here fighting alongside us. And the question is, why are you fighting? Are you fighting an enemy from outside? Or are you fighting a group from within? And this group is not even a terrorist group. These are your own citizens who are discontented with the way you are running the affairs of the country. They have raised their grievances that the army that you have brought to our area is raping our women, is killing our children, is killing us every day, destroying our lifestyle. That please take the army away, bring us a unified force as agreed in the peace agreement. What is wrong with this? Any court in the world, anywhere in the world, where would South Sudan find this wrong? But you did not listen. When the youth want to go on the street to demonstrate, you threaten them, say them that there are no rubber bullets. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this video in quick succession because last night at 11 p.m. South Sudan time, the people of Nasir and Longichuk County were bombed, and Longichuk counties were bombed by the UPDF, which were brought from Uganda by Salva Kiir, the president, and his group, including Makuei, Lueth, the information minister. They invited them purposely to come and kill. Who? Not the white army. Remark this. It is not the army, but the Nuer. To come and exterminate the Nuer from their land. So there is a suspicion that the Nuer land actually has been sold out. Has been sold out to Uganda, so that even if they can wipe the Nuer out, because they are in the oil-rich regions of United States and Upper Nile, the other part of Upper Nile, right? So when you wipe these people out, you can come and do your businesses here. You can come and get the oil. There's no friendship. There's no friendship whatsoever on what President Museveni has done to bring his army to South Sudan. It is to come and kill a single ethnic group to wipe them out. And this is what the world should know. That Museveni is doing what Hitler did with Salva Kiir did. They are applying what happened in Rwanda, 1994, and it is happening within our watch. Because tell me this, even in fact, this one is not going to happen in Rwanda. How would you use cluster bombs? Bombs that have chemicals to kill children and women who are sleeping in their tukuls, in their houses. You drop bombs on them at night. They are already sleeping. You burn them. I will not want to show the videos here because the graphics, they are so bad. But we'll use them in the court of law. They are so bad that you cannot show them here on YouTube. Or for people to see. Especially people who are children. Especially South Sudanese young people. Who will want them to be united and live together as a people. You will not want them to see. So it is so saddening that a bomb is dropped on houses. Children are burned. And today when, this is the hurting part, when Michael Makuei, the Minister of Information, come out, he there says that these are the white army, that we bombed the white army this morning in Longichuk and Nasir, and that we bombed them. And when the journalists asked him, even dare to say that these are white army, and if you find you in a place where there is a white army, it's up to you. It's up to you. You die, it's up to you. Your life does not matter. He is talking like this of young babies. Babies, the people who are banned to death. Babies. Are these babies white army? Mr. Makuei Lueth. Are these babies white army? You have grown horns, I can tell you. You have grown horns because since South Sudan became independent, you have captured the nation and the state. And nobody has ever spoken to you in the world. People are watching because you are lying to everybody. People think that it is always a war between the Nuer and it's a power struggle between Riek Machar and Salva Kiir, which is not true. What you want to do is you want to run an ethnocratic state. Dr. Carol Berger wrote about this. And this is the truth. And this time we will tell the world, we will expose you. Because this is what you want to run. I can tell you for a fact that the Nuer will not back down. Because now it has been known that this is what you want to do. To exterminate and kill us. To ensure that the South Sudan only belongs to one ethnicity. Or one nationality, that is the Dinka. This is the whole end game. Some of us have held deep that one day some of you will see this and stop destroying our future. Stop destroying the future of South Sudan. Because nobody wants to go to that direction. We do not want to go to that direction. We want the Nuer, the Dinka, the Shiluk, the Acholi, the Bari, the Pujulu, and all the people of South Sudan to live together in peace. But you are destroying this always. You have insulted this, carrying the genocide on Equatorians and the Nuer, always. And this must be told to you. You know, you can celebrate now. You can celebrate now. But there's no dictator that does not come. Dictatorship comes and they go. It is so insulting that you bring an army to kill your own people, children actually, and you call them white army. Are you okay? Can you imagine, Mr. Makuei Lueth and Salva Kiir Mayardit, if these were your children, if this was your daughter Adut, if these were your babies, your great-grandchildren, your great-children, leave alone your children, because your children are big now, they can go to the front line and fight. But look at if they are your babies, your great-grandchildren that were burned yesterday in fire with cluster bombs, with bombs that are burned. You drop bombs on them at night in the pretext that these are white army. White army is sleeping in tukus with their children. And you call that these are white areas, these are white army areas. Well, to the world and the people who do not know what the white army is, I will repeat it and I will reiterate it again. Because I've heard and I've seen the state of Makuei Lueth and the government of South Sudan reiterating that the white army are a criminal group. Or how do they call them? They are an outlawed group. That they are a militia. Well, who are the white army? I'll take you down the memory lane. The white army, when they started forming, is when we were fighting with the Sudan, when we were fighting for independence. Right? The SPLA did not have enough armies, enough forces. So when an attack came and people were fighting, and your home area is attacked within the South Sudan region, the youth or the men who are not necessarily part of the army will also, by hunger, seeing the women and children being killed, will go to the front line to join with the SPLA to fight alongside them. Some of them will then be recruited and we assimilated into the SPLM after when the fighting is finished, while others will go back to their home. Usually when they fight, they will get guns in the fight when the enemy is defeated. These guns are what they use to then take care of their families, to protect themselves when the SPLA maybe has gone to another area to fight again. In the Nuer language, then these are called the Jehimbor. Jehimbor means the white army. It is true that the white army are everywhere, but they may have different names across South Sudan. They are in Equatoria, they are in Berger, where the President Salva Kiir comes from in Gogrial, they are there. They are scattered across South Sudan. For you that do not know, because in the international media must not be lied to, you have to listen to people who know these things, right? Without sugarcoating, without using political terminologies. So these are people who are within their home, who are fed up by a system. The same way they were fed up during the time of during our time with the Sudan, is the same way now that when South Sudan got independence, many of them were also disarmed. They did not have arms until 2013 came in, which was orchestrated and engineered by Salva Kiir Mayardit and his groups and goons, the Young Council of Elders, to destroy South Sudan, to make sure that only the Dinka can have the say in South Sudan. Let it be said. So this has been like this for the last few years. Many of us have been thinking that Salva Kiir Mayardit will come to his senses and realize that South Sudan, there's no need for taking the country to war again. That all these people, the Nuer, Shilluk, everybody else, are all South Sudanese. But the man has used the hatred so much, have had so much hatred against the Nuer that he just want to kill them all the time. That he thinks that he would want to force the Nuer into submission. That when they submit, then he can continue to engineer an ethnocratic regime in South Sudan forever. This is all that he wants. He wants his ethnic group to be the kings and everything else. To want to create some sort of a kingdom, which will never happen in South Sudan. Even to the last man, it will never happen. And this is what will lead to the disintegration of South Sudan. It's either we'll have different countries, or accept that we are one and allow other people to also to feel like they are South Sudanese and live in peace together. Because you are creating different wounds that have never been there before. You are taking it to another level. Because if we can kill children, babies in the name of a hydro army, where does that come from? This time when you created the war in 2013, people went back to fighting. The white army with their sticks protected their homes. And they will come and kill the army. They will fight. Whoever they defeat, they take the guns. And then they have the guns and with them. The same thing that happened in Nasir. You mistreat them, they fought, they take the gun, they have them in their homes. So these are just civilians who are protecting their families. I will do the same as Kujiek. You come and destroy my home, come to my home today, you want to break into it, and my kids are here, you will kill me first. I'll fight you to the end. You will do the same, Makuei Lueth, and President Kiir will do the same to protect his children. It's a normal human being's instinct. So why would you kill those children in the name of the white army? So this is what we need to demystify here for global human beings to know that we have an animal in the name of a president in South Sudan. Somebody who have no rumors, who have no mercy, who have shown us that in fact he should never be president in South Sudan. Because it's so destructive. So if he is creating wars in South Sudan and he's the man that he can fight, why don't you go and fight alone and not bring in Uganda? Because you're a coward. Everybody is hungry. We are so hungry now, right now. Because you kill children and you call them with the white army. No. No. These are not the white army. The white army are not a criminal group. They are people who are protecting their children, and they are everywhere. They are even in Gogrial. They are in Bor. They are everywhere in Dinka areas. You go there now and try to take their arms or do it, they will fight you. Because rightly so. Rightly so, they will protect their families. Even if you go to them now and try to disarm them in Gogrial, while they know that their cows might be taken by another community, they will fight you, they will not accept. And you have to come up with a very good formula to take guns from these youth. This is what we are saying all along. Use a concrete formula, one that is working, use your expertise to talk to them, because these are human beings. Remember, you have never created schools, right? You have made these children to only survive on using the gun. So the gun is the only thing that they know, and you cannot blame them now. Because as they grow up, how many years now do we have since we had independence? Since 2011. Many of them now, they have gone to school class 1, some of them will be at the university now. You will have transformed the nation. But you did not take that direction. You took the direction of greed, corruption. So if you have failed to stop corruption and other vices that should not be there until now, and then you have no excuse. Your excuse cannot be killing people in the name. You can now say that the white army are the one that are stopping you from ensuring that the South Sudanese have a good government in place, that will be able to run their affairs, and that will give them complete and absolute security, which everybody needs, including the people of Nasir and Longichuk. Instead of you bombarding them, you are not right. This one is wrong and absolutely wrong. These are crimes against humanity that you have committed. You belong to jail. That is absolute things. It is unheard of that you are doing such things in the 21st century. So in this regard, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I want to say that what has happened in Longichuk and Nasir, being bombed at night when the children are sleeping, children are burning their houses, women, you could see the bodies. Man, this is so, so unfortunate. It is so, so unfortunate that such things can happen in South Sudan today. The government should know how to handle issues. There will be frictions within the country, but you have to find ways, amicable ways of solving them. Not everybody can like the way you want to do things, right? But is the solution killing them to show that you have the muscles and you have the power? That is misuse of power. Misuse of power. Because you want to show that you have the government machinery and then you can do this and that, want to intimidate people. It doesn't work like this. It will not work. You cannot blame everybody. It's up to you. You are the one who choose people based on ethnicity, on nepotism, on not instead of selecting people to work in the government institutions and other places, people who know what work is, who have expertise. You choose your relatives to put them in places to work and do these kind of things, right? Do all the corruption because then they will think that the government is for you, only for you alone. So then how could they run the country? The country would be unmessed. And when it is unmessed, you should not blame anybody. You should blame yourselves, right? So this is so sad. You cannot equate your failure, take it to go and harm the people, to try and please other people to say that, okay, to have an excuse that your progress was spoiled by so and so because you had no time and all this kind of thing. No. And by the way, you are talking about that these people, the White Army and the children of Nasir, you bomb them because they want to stop the elections. You are the one who has stopped the elections. You spoiled it. In 2015, there was supposed to be an election. This is why you caused the 2013 war. Because you realized that Dr. Riek Machar was more popular to go and win the elections. This is why you created the war. So why do you want to lie to people? How can the White Army or those youth and the children that you killed yesterday stop the election from taking place? That we are saying that because you want to have extension. What is extension? Who wants extension? You could have gone for election the other day, but you will have gone alone because some of us will not vote. We cannot vote for criminals. We will not vote. An election that you do the Museveni way, because that's why you bring Museveni in. It's really clear that you are learning from him. So what is the need even of going for elections? Because you will rig it in broad daylight. What is the need for going to elections? Because you just rig it to formalize to formalize your ethnocratic regime. Is that what you want to call election? You think people are foolish, or what do you think? Man, you have so disappointed a lot of people, including the friends of South Sudan who had so much hope. You have disappointed them. You have disappointed the UN, all the goodwill ambassadors who have been there trying to develop South Sudanese, to have some expertise. You have disappointed them. Money come in, you just go like open air, divide among yourselves. And now because you are failing, you want to die with the country. Is that what you want to do? You want to die with the country right now. I really hope and wish that all the youth of South Sudan would raise arms against you and also out of power from across South Sudan, including Goliath, where the president come from. I wish that they can see that we are under threat. Because you cannot allow this. Bring a government. Today is the Nuer. Tomorrow will be another community within South Sudan. Is that what you want to create for your people, your children? Is that the future? Is that what you are fighting for with the Sudan, from Sudan? What is the meaning of separation if the people cannot enjoy peace? If the children cannot go to school, if people cannot speak up, cannot come home and speak up and criticize the government openly on the streets and tell you what you are doing wrong so that you can rectify it and make it better, like all the other governments are doing in the whole world. And if you are not doing right, you resign and go home. Let another person who have the ability run the country. This is how people are running, right? We are trying to show everybody in the world that South Sudanese are primitive, which we are not. This is very unfortunate and it's so disappointing. And I really hope that you will learn a lesson from this bombardment. I really hope that a time will come that you will say that I made a mess. Before it's too late, you have to stop the bombardment. Otherwise, it will not be business as usual. Thank you.